It's the time on BBCS. It's going to play a little bit of this now, just to get us in the mood for our next guest here. And single guys, all right, pay attention. How's this for a sales pitch? Okay. LoveSystems is the proven system to get the girl. LoveSystems is based on social dynamics and female psychology, not looks or money. And Steve from LoveSystems joins us on the phone now. Steve, are you there, Steve? Speak to me, Steve. There's only so long I can go on like this. Steve!
Hello.
Hello, nice to speak to you. How are you?
I'm fine, how are you?
I'm not too bad. Now, this is all very interesting stuff for me. Tell me about LoveSystems and how it all came about.
Well, it's a system designed to help guys meet women.
Okay.
It covers everything from the opening lines, or the things to say, or the way to say them at the beginning. And it goes, right through to the conversation afterwards. It covers dates. It covers, what to do with the phone number and all these kinds of things.
Mm-hmm. So I'll play devil's advocate here. What are your bona fides here? What makes you and LoveSystems experts in what women want from a man?
Well, it's the volume of experience, I think.
Yeah.
A lot of the principles and ideas in LoveSystems have been tested by lots and lots of guys all over the world, hundreds of guys, in fact, and the instructors themselves, of course, have tested them very thoroughly, and quite a bit of them are based on science as well, evolutionary psychology, and things like that. So it's got a real scientific basis and a very practical basis as well.
Can you give us any examples of that? Put us in a situation. Let's say I'm a single guy. I haven't any looks or any money, and 2 out of 3 of those are true, let me tell you. How do I get the girl of my dreams? There she is. She's over the other side of the bar, and I'm thinking, I've got to go and speak to her. I've got to go and speak to her.
Right.
Forget the corny chat-up lines, which have never done me any favours in the past. No. What is my first move? I mean, obviously you're not going to give too much away because you want people to subscribe to your boot camps, but just give us something. Give us a taster.
Well, here's the thing. Most guys fall down at precisely the step you're talking about.
Yeah.
They lack the, for some people, some of our clients, it's never even occurred to them that they can walk up to a girl who they've never met before and say something, anything. So a lot of the guys that come have never tried that before. Others have, it depends. There's a lot of things you can say. I've found one of my favorite ways of, something you could use tonight, for instance, one of my favorite ways of meeting a girl is just to be straightforward. So I walk up to her and I could say something like, excuse me, I saw you from across the room, and I'd be kicking myself if I didn't come and say hi. Mm-hmm. I'm Steve. I think you're absolutely gorgeous. What's your name? Something like that is quick.
Yeah.
It's to the point, and of course you need to follow up from there and have some conversation. You can't stand there shell-shocked like a rabbit in headlights.
Yeah.
But that's a terrific way to shortcut the the game, if you will, and just meet somebody face to face.
I guess a lot of it is confidence, though, and presumably that's what you work on in these seminars, yeah?
That's right. Confidence from experience. So, in our seminars, for instance, we have 3-day seminars, workshops, and we have 5 hours of theory seminar every day. And then in the evenings, on the Friday and Saturday, we go out, take the guys out to a bar or a club, and we actually live in front of them demonstrate, and then they try what they've learned, and we coach them and refine their approaches and these things, and literally help them every step of the way.
So you actually see the results in action,
yeah?
And
most
of them are positive, and successful?
Of course, yeah. I mean, it's tremendously successful on the whole. Of course, there are knocks and bumps along the way, but it's really quite minimal compared to the success most of the guys achieve. It's terrific.
Steve, we have a wine expert with us this afternoon, Tim Wood. I mean, is there any recommendation in a wine capacity that you would suggest when you're wooing a lady? I mean, obviously, I suppose the sparkling wine, the champers, is a road that may be a little bit too obvious to go down. But any suggestions there, Steve?
Well, here's the thing about that. When it comes to dates, there's a lot of traditional advice concerning dates, sitting face to face in a restaurant or going to a movie or something like that, choosing some expensive wine. A lot of these dates are not really that conducive to having fun with someone, getting to know somebody. a better idea is to go and do something. Maybe go to a concert or some sort of interactive thing, or go for a walk somewhere, or anything where you can walk around. You can touch each other and flirt and play with each other socially, rather than having to sit there like an interrogation across a dinner, which can be quite intimidating for a first meeting.
And Tim, what would you say about wines? You've met a girl, and is there any particular wine direction they should be going?
Years ago, a chap in the restaurant business said to me, "You always watch when there's a chap taking a girl out on a date. You always orders one of two wines. It's either Puy Fuissé from Burgundy or Puy Fumé from the Loire Valley, because they sound really sophisticated and romantic." And I thought, rubbish. And then for years, I've watched these nervous, sweaty-palmed chaps on tables for two saying, "Bottle of Puy Fumé, please," and and it's true, but it's similar to the message Steve's giving, which is people trying to impress and claim to something that's maybe not them on a day-to-day basis, rather than just being themselves. But I want to ask Steve. I can hear Je t'aime by Serge Gainsbourg playing in the background. Is that just me hearing it, or do you have that playing all the time, Steve?
It follows me around.
It follows you around.
It follows me around. Yeah, I have an assistant who plays that constantly for me. I find it helps.
Now, Steve, where can people get information if they want to take part and avail themselves of your services there to get the girl?
Well, the website is LoveSystems.com.
Okay.
And there you can find all the various reviews, and you can find details of the programs. You can find bios of the instructors. There are even free chapters to download from our ebooks there as well. So there's lots and lots of information on LoveSystems.com.
Okay. And what would your success rate be, would you say? How successful is this course?
In terms of how...
Yeah, if you could sort of say a percentage of people enrolling in this course, and how many come out of it at the other end successful, with a partner, with a wife, perhaps?
Right. Well, it's interesting. There's two things to say about that. First of all, we have a 30-day complete money-back guarantee.
Right.
And that percentage, I believe, is less than 1%, much less than 1% refunds. And we do workshops every weekend all over the world. So that's pretty good. So a lot of the clients are very happy about that. And in terms of their success, well, different guys have different levels of success. For some guys, a workshop is the beginning of a journey of general self-improvement and general making themselves the kind of person someone would want to date. Yeah. For other guys who already have a lot of things together, we get a lot of entrepreneurs and businessmen and doctors and lawyers, things like that. A lot of them, they have their lives together. They're just missing that. How do I communicate with women? How do I flirt? How do I approach a girl? How do I play and have humor with a girl when they're so used to being in a professional environment? And for those guys, the success can be very, very fast, purely because they have so much of the rest of their lives together. It's almost, you give them a little bit of skill and then bang, there and there.
And this is open to all ages, is it, Steve?
18 and over.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's good. So if guys out there, in the full maturity of their lives, are thinking, well, that might not be for me, it might be for the kids. It's not. It's for all ages.
Well, it's funny, we do get clients, older gentlemen who come along, and there's something I always say to them about being an older guy, is, as a man ages, he accumulates experience, he accumulates, hopefully anyway, he accumulates experience, wisdom, in some cases status, or at the very least a sort of mystery, or there's a way he can be mysterious because he has the advantage of years. Being an older man is actually, in some ways, in many ways, it brings a whole set of advantages that a younger guy just doesn't have,
Fantastic.
Yeah.
That's encouraging, isn't it?
Well, it's true.
I am a happily married man, but if I wasn't, then, you're pulling me in. What's that website address again, Steve?
LoveSystems.com.
Okay, nice to talk to you, my friend.
LoveSystems.com.